Good morning, traders. Welcome to Flow with the Markets Tuesday, volume 197. Iliya here, tuning in 30 minutes into London Open. Of course, we're just gonna have a look at the market right now. No pauses, no nothing. See how Monday opened. Because if you remember from Saturday, from the weekly outlook, I said that we're having a very major week ahead. And surprisingly, Monday was very volatile, especially in New York session. So we're gonna go explore what happened, what we can do today, and what we can do for the upcoming week. Although, as I said, it's not a very good option to try to forecast too much right now, because it's all about flowing with the markets and pretty much allowing the market to tell you what it wants to do, where it wants to go. And then, of course, the biggest skill in trading is to flow with it and trade according to the market and not projecting your opinions onto it. So without further ado, I'm just gonna roll the intro and we're gonna get into the analysis, keeping it nice, short, and simple. Alright, as always, we're gonna get started with a Dixie, but of course, before we do that, I always say, let me just make sure this is recording. I always make sure that we go to the economic calendar. So again, make sure to monitor it every day this week. Today, we are already starting with quite a couple of news. We're gonna have quite a couple of news incoming, but the highlight for today is CPI. For the US, we have a speech from Bank of England's governor, and pretty much that's the highlight for today. And pretty much the big day is gonna be tomorrow. FOMC, Fed, interest rate projections, interest rate, this and that, press conference, big time. Okay, so keep this in mind. Now, going back to the charts, making everything full screen. So there's my forecast for the Dixie, which kind of played out in a funny manner, because we have like Sunday, it was coming in right there, and then I thought we're gonna potentially seek the 50% and then push down. But what the market did is something strange, right? So it just opened, massively dropped lower. It kind of came in, and then again the question comes in, is this like really a significant break, or is it just like a liquidity grab to catch some liquidity? In hindsight, it definitely looks like a liquidity grab, because we came in, we wicked, printed immediately a massive bullish candle, and then look at where we went. 50% just ping, kissed it, and right now where are we going? Where we're going towards making a new lower low on the Forex. So Dixie definitely looks bearish as we forecasted right now. We're tapping into daily demand, but just looking at how the market is reacting, I don't think we're gonna have a bullish breakout, but of course, let's see. So just looking at how it develops, again, you can see like this is a time of liquidity grabs. The market breaks structure down, breaks structure up, and it's potentially going to be breaking structure down right now. So what I'm expecting exactly as of right now, in the moment that I'm speaking, it's already, 30 minutes into London. I could have waited a little bit more, but look at how the market is pushing, right? So it's going to be seeking this liquidity low. Then the big question is, what happens after this liquidity low is taken? Are we just going to continue like pumping to the downside, targeting this low? Or are we going to initiate a pullback? And this is again where you're going to have to flow with the 50-minute time frame. The last valid lower high is this one that caused a break of structure right there. So of course, if you want to trade, this is your potential outlook. But if we first take out the low, then I would be expecting a potential reversal to pull us back potentially into, let's say, premium of this 4-hourly range right there that is going to be forming. So that's my outlook on the Dixie, and pretty much I don't want to call any outlooks on the Dixie because we have CPI today, and it could, a lot of things could happen. But for the intraday, this is, again, this video is mainly to train your eyes to trade on the intraday price action. This is how I'm looking into it, targeting this low, but after the low is taken, we can of course then start initiating a little pullback towards the 50%, and then of course if the sellers are going to prevail the market, we can continue pushing down. With that being said, bearish bias on the Dixie. Euro USD is absolutely rolling into the upside. Our analysis playing out perfectly. So we pushed up, 4-hourly break, we pull back, tapping into imbalance, tapping into 50%. Look at the reaction, just boom. Beautiful reaction. What it came in and broke the structure once again, looking like a liquidity grab. But unlike the Dixie, which came in and took out the high, right? So it kind of took out the low, then took out the high. EU actually held from this major higher low, provided a I think it was a 5-minute setup. Very late during the day, I had a member of the community take this 5-minute setup. Personally, I didn't take a long trade on EU yesterday. I just couldn't see it. Yesterday just started rolling down. It was actually shorts, and by the time it started providing longs, the day was pretty much over. So once again, I kind of missed this move and there was no long setup in the morning right here. But I took a SPX trade, which went very big. So there it is right now. We are breaking structure into the highs. Another break of structure, very strong this time. There is a liquidity high right there that just got taken. So right now the question is, okay, are we gonna start initiating the pullback? Well, yes, we broke structure very nicely. The 4-hourly candle is about to close in 1 hour and 30 minutes. Of course, like the first potential retest area will be imbalance and 50%. Okay, so something like this. So yeah, I'm looking to see how it's gonna close right now, and pretty much I'm looking to see how the 15-minute and the 5-minute are gonna start responding from this liquidity area high right there. So let's see. But again, Euro USD perfectly long bias, going good so far. And of course, long term, if it's gonna sustain, I would expect something like this to happen. Pull us back again below 50%, fill in the imbalance, then continue towards the next liquidity high, which is right there. These sort of levels, well, we can keep this one because it's not retested yet, but very bullish bias. Of course, with CPI coming out and with Fed coming out to say a couple of things, we can definitely start pushing to the downside. So keep that in mind, because again, on the weekly we're still bullish. What was bearish? Was daily bearish? No, not even daily was bearish. So yeah, on EU, as I said in the weekly outlook, everything points to the upside. So again, as long as we take longs, we should be good. So that's my analysis on EU once again. Right now, not a very good position to trade. We just kind of broke structure right there, creating like a new 50-minute zone right there. I don't like it, and just basing it on liquidity, this is not a place that I would be looking to take a long from, because we're just grabbing in massive liquidity, and we can of course potentially initiate the pullback to the downside. And I want to buy low. So let's see how this one goes. EJ, again, like the last 4-hourly break, so I marked this one as a liquidity sweep, but it's actually like a break of structure to the upside. Because again, pretty much here we had a breakdown, we have a break up right there, high, and then here we have another break, which yeah, technically right there. Yeah, we wicked for a little bit right there. Could be break, could be a liquidity grab, but then again, eventually we broke up, pullback, higher low, and then we continue with the bullish bias. So we can see the euro is super strong, and yes, we're taking like liquidity areas, but it just keeps going up. So currently the new 4-hourly range is here. There's the new 4-hourly range. We're pushing up. And again, yeah, you can, of course, keep flowing with the market. Flow with the 50-minute, aligned bullish. And then you can just keep like trading the higher low formations. Currently, there is a break. The market didn't pull back that much. There is another break right now. But again, the higher it gets, the lower the probability becomes for you to take a long. Because again, liquidity is being taken. The daily candle is being extended. So you can have like a pullback anytime soon. So be careful. But once again, Euro yen, very bullish. That is the last 50-minute range. Pullback, potential continuation. TC, potential short. Wait for it to align again, and then you strike it bullish. Why? Well, because the time frames are bullish. And yes, we're staying in this supply, but just looking at that supply and looking at how the market actually broke right there, I do think we're going to be taking out this high, first of all. And then, of course, the second high to be taken is right there, thinking about liquidity. So that's Euro yen. Aussie dollar, very bullish. It didn't even give us a pullback, just pushed, it opened, and yeah, gave a little bit of a pullback during Asia. Massive pump. So you can see this is where adaptation comes in. All right, on Monday, on Saturday, I said we're gonna wait for a pullback continuation. Well, no, the market just opens, breaks forward structure. Because then again, you gotta draw your new demand zone. You gotta wait for it to tap, and then there is your long. Unfortunately, that long again played out during Asia. So yesterday, that really sucks, because you could have looked yesterday for longs, and it actually provided. There was a 50-minute TC right here. And then there is your zone, right? And you take a trade, it pushes up, maybe break even, pushes up, maybe break even, maybe a stop loss. Then you get stop loss, right? You get the liquidity grab right there, and then just the market aligns and just told you goodbye because it didn't return anymore. And yeah, right now we're making 4-hourly higher highs. We're making 50-minute higher highs. That is the last 50-minute range. So again, if you wish to go continuation, wait for a pullback, wait for a continuation. But of course, you should be aware that we can initiate a pullback and maybe make a 50-minute TC somewhere right there, pull us back a little bit deeper into 4-hourly demand, and then again, continue pushing higher. So that's the Aussie, looking very good. But again, sometimes it sucks because the market looks very good, but you cannot get a trade, and it is what it is, right? What you could have simply done, long from 4-hourly demand zone, and then just run into the highs, but it's gonna take quite some time. So that's the Aussie, very bullish, again going probably towards that liquidity high. Let's see. Okay, keep flowing with a 4-hourly time frame as long as it's bullish. Aussie JPY, there it is, grabbing the first projected liquidity high. And again, it broke and it just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, and it keeps extending into the highs, taking out this high. And also, as it takes this one right now, we're having a valid 4-hourly zone. I'm just gonna take this wick. You can of course embrace it, something like that. All right, high, liquidity being grabbed. What you can expect, a pullback. Okay, but how do you know that a pullback is initiating? When you have either a 50-minute or a 5-minute trend change. This depends on your approach, right, or the strategy you're trading. It could be a lower time frame. Currently 50-minute broke. That's the last 50-minute leg. What you could do is you can just keep longing, right, until you're wrong, or of course you could be looking for some sort of a pullback and then look for the market to align again. So that's AJ, that's the setup. Again, I cannot forecast far away in the future what's going to happen. This is what I'm going to be looking for right now. That is a potential like liquidity area to be looking for. On the 1 minute, wait for this to be taken and then potentially look for your trade. So that's Aussie JPY. But again, the thing that troubles me is that it's starting to take like major liquidity highs on the left, and knowing where the 4H is and knowing where the daily is a tad bit extended, we can start expecting like a pullback anytime soon. But how do you know that a pullback on the daily started? To get a 4-hourly TC. How do you know that a 4-hourly pullback is started? To get a 50-minute TC. So that's pretty much how the time frames work. And you kind of looks like the Dixie. It broke up, it broke down, and now it broke up. So not the best. Aussie dollar is much better, but again, if you just count what is happening exactly right now, well, we're having currently a break. So is it going to continue to push a little bit more before we initiate a pullback? Or is it going to immediately initiate a pullback? Well, if you look at it on the daily, what I told you about NU is that we have a lot of space to the upside. First, we have this imbalance, then we have the highs, and of course, we have that big daily and weekly zone right there. So we're probably going to get a couple of more longs. The most recent 50-minute range is this. So again, if you wish to follow the trend continuation, wait for a 50-minute pullback and then keep going, okay? If it makes a TC down on the 50-minute, then just wait for it to trend down, then wait for another 50-minute TC, and then keep going with the 4-hourly flow. Because as I said, I do believe we have a more upside potential on NU, thinking about all the imbalance right there, thinking about like the overall range right there. Let's see where 50% is. Oh yeah, we definitely are going to push a little bit more. So again, if you can catch a long trade on the NZD, go for it. And J probably pushing up quite a while as well. Let's check it out. Yeah, so it caused a daily alignment right here, I think. Yeah, daily alignment, and right now it keeps pushing up. 4-hourly time frame is here. Let's see. So yeah, this one's similar to NU, broke up, wicked down, and right now it's breaking up again, creating a brand new 4-hourly high low formation and a brand new 4-hourly demand. It's at the hard high, so once again, similar to all the pairs that I covered. Why did my internet start lagging? There it is. So we're having a 50-minute break, a 50-minute zone. So again, two things. You can either trend follow, right? But of course it can cause a TC down, then just wait for a new TC and just keep continuing going with the 4-hourly flow. That's pretty much what I'm going to be looking for. It's that simple. UJ, as I said on UJ, wait for the CPI and wait for the Fed, right? And wait for the interest rate for the Bank of Japan on Friday. I am not going to analyze this one because you can see in the 4-hourly range is absolutely choppy, and it's even getting choppier right there. So again, pay attention to this. Even the 50-minute is choppy. So again, guys, be careful with USD yen, especially like the other yen pairs like Euro yen, Aussie yen, NZD yen. They look good, but USD yen, not as much. Same thing with UCAT. I mean, UCAT is still bearish on the 4H, and I told you like I don't think this high could hold. Is this analysis right? So that caused the break, pulls back immediately, but then yeah, this analysis is good. This is still our major high. I believe it could also be this one. We could get some longs, but you see, guys, I'm getting confused right now, so I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna force it because I'm both confused on the 4-hourly range and I'm confused on everything when it comes to UCAT. Currently, it came into the highs. It formed equals. And where is the last valid? Hard load's right there. So UCAT, it's absolutely a no for me because it doesn't have like a 50-minute trend change. It's coming in right there, but that one is probably not gonna hold. The 30-minute is all the way down there. So UCAT is just a no for me. It doesn't make sense on any time frames. So similar to UJ, I'm just dropping this out. I mean, why would I trade this one? That doesn't make sense. So UCAT, again, according to your strategy, if you have a setup, absolutely crush it. But to me, it's just not looking good, both in terms of 4H, 30-minute as well, and most importantly, the 15-minute. So on to the next one. GU is so GU is I'm very curious right now to have a look at what is happening with GU, because it kind of came in right there, broke forward structure up, took out the high, and then immediately took out the low, and right now it's pulling us back into this supply zone, filling in all the imbalance as well. You can see right there we had some imbalance. It's perfectly being filled right now. And if you remember, like also on the daily time frame, like we're also filling in imbalance right there and tapping into that daily zone. So my question is, was this bearish candle just a reaction? Is the market gonna go higher, or is this bearish candle and also the 4-hourly shift a potential reversal? So let me know what you guys think about GU in the comments. Are we going down from here, or are we seeking more liquidity into the highs? I personally, I'm not sure, and I'm gonna be looking for like a 15-minute or a 5-minute clear trend change from this area, because I can't just go short from here. You gotta wait for some sort of an alignment, and the alignment on the 15-minute could happen right here. Or of course, if you get like a higher high, higher low, higher high, then wait for another one and then go down. So on GU, giving it some time, and yeah, just want to see what's gonna happen, because so far we don't know yet. It's tapping inside, but it's tapping in with very big steam as well. After taking out like this low and filling in a lot of empty space from here. Oops, that's the wrong tool. This one as well kind of got filled fully. So yeah, I mean, looks rebalanced the downside. So right now we can either head to the high, or we can of course reject this one and get lower. So again, the key for today on the on GU is to monitor the 50-minute and to see whether we're gonna get any bearish order flow and a bearish trend change. So watch for that. GJ, oh, GJ looking nice. Pulls us back into demand. Let's check it out if it gave us a 50-minute setup. Unfortunately not, because the last 15-minute lower high was this, and it rejected it all the way until the end, and then it just rolled, right? So again, the trend change pretty much happens right here on GJ, and right now it's in a massive push phase. There is a little, that's a break, there's a little 50-minute break, there is a demand zone. So if you can catch like some sort of a long trade right there, that would be good. Where were we in terms of the 4-hourly leg? Yeah, we're pushing up towards that 4-hourly high. So GJ is definitely long bias. You can try to catch the long trade if it provides. Be careful because it already pushed a lot. Let's see. That's my outlook on GJ. It's bullish. We have a 50-minute alignment. Unfortunately, like on the majority of the pairs, the market pushed like early Asia or like early Frankfurt, and we couldn't really catch it. But again, right now it's all about going with the continuation. Keep in mind, this break looks very weak. We can get a trend change down, maybe get a little downtrend, align again, and then strike on it again. Okay, so just because here you get a trend change down, that does not mean the market is going to reverse. It could just mean it wants to come back down, grab some more liquidity, fill in some empty space, and then potentially continue higher again. So the GBP is definitely, well, GU under question, 50-50. GJ definitely looks bullish. So let's see how they're going to roll. Gold, as I said, wait. Nothing has happened yet. It's starting to get even choppier. Wait, right? Don't get burned on gold trying to catch the top or the bottom or trying to forecast it. You're going to get burned. So wait for it. I'm not even going to say anything about it. US 30. Yeah, indices are on a big row. Like, I mean, this one doesn't even pull back, right? It just keeps going and going and going and going. Filled in all the imbalance, swept the liquidity, and right now our target is potentially going to be this high right there. Keeps pushing up. There is no, this is a Wanda, and I'm using Pepperstone on my other broker, because here we technically have a break. Man, that's tough. Yeah, man, this confuses me because we have quite a couple of inside bars came in, then inside bar right there as well. Well, it's definitely bullish. My question right now is, even I'm getting confused. Where is my major high low? It was this one, but this one got wicked again, and then it broke up. So technically, yeah, we have a structure break right there, and this could be the last valid range demand as well. In terms of the 50-minute time frame, again, you can see it's coming in very high, took out the Asian high, and then of course we're gonna have a 50-minute trend change because it's very high. Hopefully the market gives us like a little bit of a correction, comes in, fills in some of empty space, takes out Asian low later in New York Stock Exchange open, and then for example we can start heading into the highs. Right now, that looks like a short opportunity. Let's see if it provides. Not really, man. Looks very choppy, and the 1-minute TC is down there. Okay, so nothing yet on US30. I don't like US30 recently. It hasn't been moving amazing. I'm falling more in love with SPX right now. So let's see how this one is going to go. But again, having an overall long outlook, hopefully making a new high. If not, then we come back to retrace, fill in some of that empty space right there, and then potentially continue back up. So overall, long bias. Nasdaq is just rolling massively as well. Keeps pushing up and keeps pushing up. Where is it going? I don't know. Probably to take out that major high. But another daily break, another 4-hourly major break, right? And it just keeps going. So what I can say about this one, well, it just keeps going. So just keep following the flow. Pretty much yesterday, I was looking to long it as well, but it didn't really provide me what I wanted to see. So yeah, the long was on SPX. Unfortunately, I actually closed XPX at break even because I was monitoring it for 1 hour and it didn't go, and I closed it at break even. But yeah, this one just keeps going up. I would start expecting some sort of a pullback to happen during the news, and then maybe after the news, hopefully the news makes the pullback, because then in the upcoming days we can be looking for the longs. So that's Nasdaq. I wouldn't really try to force it right now to take any longs or any shorts because it's very high on the 4H. So longs are not very high probability, but also taking shorts is also not very high probability because it could also continue to keep pushing. So again, be careful, wait for good shifts, and then strike on it. S&P 500, that was my target right there, finally coming in to get swept, and we are finally trading above this massive high that the market was struggling to break for quite a while. And again, what is going to happen next? I don't know. Like again, if you just go to the daily time frame, the market is massively breaking, and the next high to potentially reach out for is this, which is very far away. And of course, we have quite a couple of imbalance right there in empty space to reach. So my question is, like, yeah, when will a pullback happen after everything that happened recently, this massive push? The last valid range is here. We're pushing in big time right now, and the trade I took yesterday was a long setup. Exactly from right there with a 3.6 pip stop loss. So it was looking something like that on the 1 minute. But yeah, you can see. So I was sitting through all of this right there, and I thought like the more times it retested, I was like, yeah, this is not gonna go. So I closed it somewhere right there, and yeah, then it fulfilled my target for 5 hours. So I banged myself in the wall later because it went deep. But what can you do, right? What can you do? It's a new strategy for me. Liquidity is something new for me. I used to kind of throw it away the majority of the times, but right now as I start to explore it and getting the hang of it, I still need more practice in order to truly start trusting the setups. But again, right now on SPX, hopefully we get like a bearish move, and then eventually it aligns bullish and goes higher. Bitcoin, nothing really, just chops around. I'm still looking for that push lower towards the 50%. So let's see. Ethereum, I'm not even looking at it. So Dixie looking to take out the low, which it just did. So right now, again, be careful. Be careful. Does it make sense? Does it make a lot of sense to go long? Well, probably not as much, because we just took out a 4-hourly low, and you can see the immediate reaction, right? Euro USD also took out the liquidity high. So does it make sense to go long? Well, not as much. We're probably going to have a TC coming back to 50%, and then another TC to take us higher. So let's see. Same with Euro Yen, same with Aussie Dollar. Aussie Dollar hasn't, well, yeah, it also broke the high, but it could go long. So like today, the market is starting very impulsive, and keeping in mind we have CPI later today, it's a little bit tricky. So let's also see how GU forms right now. Is it going to give us like a nice bearish leg, potentially a 50-minute TC. If you want to be more aggressive, you can wait for a 5-minute TC. But personally, like judging by the DXY taking out this low, I would expect a pullback, which means that EU can go a little bit short, GU can go a little bit short, AU not so sure. So guys, again, it's all about flowing with the market. There are no like very clear setups that I'm looking for right now. I'm still looking for them to develop. So let's see how they work. And yes, my biggest kind of tip right now is to just, again, as usual, flow with the markets. Don't trade too big this week because we have a very, very huge week ahead in terms of news. And as I said previously, if I was having like an incredible month so far, maybe if I took some of the good trades that I missed, I would be personally taking a break, but I didn't, so I got to work harder. So that's for me, guys. Let me know what is your favorite setup going forward, and good luck this week. Let me know how it goes and talk to you on Saturday.